we all in the medical community realized that there are a lot of therapies out there that are available for patients with type 2 diabetes and atherosclerotic cardiovascular disease, or at high risk for atherosclerotic cardiovascular disease. And yet, for the vast majority of patients, these therapies aren't actually being used. So Coordinate Diabetes was a trial to test an intervention to try and help increase the usage and the prescription of evidence-based therapies. A lot changed in the study because of the pandemic, but also this has been an incredibly dynamic time in the overall landscape of drug development. Because this was a trial that was really embedded in routine clinical care, we were able to continue on. So we were able to continue enrolling, continue conducting the study. And I think that is one of the benefits of doing something that's very much embedded within clinical care. At the same time, there were ongoing trials and more agents were coming on the market that were potentially beneficial for patients. And so we had a strategy in place where, as additional therapies became available that might be beneficial for patients, we would kind of add them into the repertoire for the intervention and make sure that the intervention sites especially were aware of these additional therapies so that they could start using them. It was one intervention, but it had multiple components. So it was really a multifaceted, comprehensive intervention that was really targeted towards the clinicians at cardiology clinics. There were really 6 components to the intervention. That included aspects such as understanding the barriers to delivering evidence-based therapies and evidence-based care that are specific to each site, understanding how you can develop kind of clinic-specific care delivery pathways to increase the usage of evidence-based therapies and really to increase the coordination of care, hence Coordinate Diabetes, but to increase the coordination of care between patients, because that we know is a big barrier to kind of achieving evidence-based care. If a patient has a primary care physician, a cardiologist, maybe an endocrinologist, if all of those care providers aren't talking to each other, sometimes the patient can slip through the cracks. So that was really another focus. And then, of course, delivering data back and feedback to the sites to say, this is how you're doing. And we know that that's a critically important part of improving the quality of care in any intervention, is letting people know how they're doing and then saying, here is how well you're doing, and here is some room for improvement with positive feedback. This trial has really been like a true labor of love for a lot of people, not just me, but importantly, the patients who participated, all the clinicians and the sites who participated, the research coordinators who participated, not to mention our own study team here at the DCRI.